So I'm here today with my very much constant companion rat, Jack. We did want to get all the other brothers out, didn't we, Jack? But they are being so lazy and sleepy, so we've left them in bed and we've come to do some filming on our own. Now, lots has been happening. The last few weeks have been very busy because I've had lots of visitors, families and friends, and although I still have been looking after the rats, obviously, I just haven't had time to do much filming with them because it's quite time consuming. So I'm having a little update today. Now, we've had more visits to the vet, quite an expensive visit where we took 4 of the brothers. Jack, we were very worried about his terribly noisy breathing, and we know that sometimes when the rats are otherwise quite well, that this could be a sign of maybe tumours in the lungs or scar tissue. So we went to have Jack checked out at the vet, and we're very happy that there's no sign of any tumours. His heart is fine, his lungs are actually clear, so the vet is suggesting that it is just scar tissue from the constant respiratory infections. So we're only going to be treating him with antibiotics if he actually becomes ill, if he shows other signs like the porphyrin or he's listless or showing other signs of illness. But he's very lively, he's very active, and he's my little companion man, and he's lovely. And I talk a lot about rat health. Rat health isn't my favourite subject. I've had to learn about rat health over the years due to the amount of health problems that rats actually have. So I'm constantly learning all the time new things and reading about rat health so that I can keep myself updated and also to update everybody on the channel. The thing I'm really interested in is rat behaviour, and I'm constantly saying I'm going to do a video on rat behaviour, and I am always working on it and working on the blog, which I haven't actually got live yet. But rat behaviour is my real interest, has been for many, many years. Even before I kept rats on my own, I was interested in rat behaviour when I used to study the wild rats that lived on our farm. And anyway, this little boy, Jack, is an interesting character regarding rat behaviour, and he is like a split personality. During the day, he's lovely, he's really sweet, or if he's in the big cage or on the floor with the boys, he's fine in the day. Night time comes along and Jack turns into a little beastie, as I've mentioned before, and he torments Jim terribly and the other rats. So unfortunately, we have had to separate him at night because we were thinking about having him castrated before Pippin became ill. And because of his respiratory problems, that's something we haven't done, and also very worried about surgery after obviously losing Pippin to a stroke after his surgery. So we are still looking into hormone treatment, but Jack is such an interesting character because he's always liked people better than other rats. And we've found that if we get him out virtually all day, he's always ready to come out of the cage. Every time we pass the cage, he's begging to come out. And if we don't get him out, he sits there with such a sad expression on his face, just begging to come out. And you know, we decided that part of Jack's problem is boredom because his brothers sleep all the time. And I'm happy to say with having Jack out with us all the time, it really has worked wonders for him because he's constantly having activity, he's got interaction with us, he's learned to sit still with us, which he didn't used to do much before. He used to always be off, but he's learned that cuddles are actually fun, and providing we give lots of activity on the floor, we roll little balls for Jack to chase, we're teaching him the rat agility, and you know, he really has changed. But we have had to take him out at night because night is a major problem, and he will sit on the sofa, he will just, anyone that goes past there, pick him out and give him a little cuddle. And we don't like doing that, we don't like putting him on his own at night, but as I've said before, we have to protect the other boys, and he did seriously injure poor little Jim. So, you know, he's a bit of a problem, but I've talked to lots of people and everyone's saying to me, oh, don't have him castrated, you can't, you know, it'd be such a worry. And I think, you know, I'm inclined to agree. But we are still working on Jack, but I think a lot of his, you know, his naughty behaviour, I don't like to call rats naughty because they're not naughty, they're inquisitive and they're intelligent and they need constant to be doing things and learning things and finding out. So we're really working hard with Jack, and he's obviously a very, very intelligent little man. So that is little Jack. And what's happening with the other boys? Poor Toby, I'm not going to get him out to film at the moment because he's gone blind, suddenly gone blind. And we wondered what was wrong with him one day when we opened the cage door, and he just belted. He flew across the cage and buried himself in the bedding. And that's not like Toby. He's normally there first thing. And we took him out. We couldn't see any injuries. He seemed to be fine. He had no porphyrin or anything. But his eyes look perfectly healthy, because rats do go blind. We've had rats that have gone blind in old age through glaucoma. Sorry, not through glaucoma, through cataracts, where they slowly go blind. And we've had rats with glaucoma, which we've treated, and they've maintained their sight. But, you know, there was no signs of any problem with the eye. It looked perfectly clear and healthy. So it wasn't until the vet looked into Toby's eyes with the little light that he could see his pupils are not reacting at all. So the vet's opinion is that Toby has probably had a little blood clot behind his eyes, which has caused him to lose his vision. And obviously when you lose your vision suddenly, it's very stressful and it will cause massive panics. So poor Toby, there is a chance it is related to a brain tumour. So we are monitoring him very closely. His rapid breathing, the vet can't actually find a reason for it. He has no respiratory problems. So we're going to be watching Toby very closely. I am very concerned about him, and we are going back to the vet very soon. I actually feel that it probably is a brain problem because his behaviour is quite erratic. So that is a real worry. So that's basically Jack and Toby. Jacob's still on treatment for respiratory problems, which is coming and going. All the rats have terrible health. It is a problem when you have rescue rats. You just don't know what you're getting. And most of my rescue rats did start home, off life from Pets at Home. So not the ideal situation. We've had rats that have started off life with breeders and have lived to 3 and 3.5, no health problems right till the very end of their life. So it's very sad, and I'm going to do a separate update on our diabetic rat wash very soon, because I want to talk about his treatment and how he's doing, and you know, just what's going on with that, and put that into our separate playlist. But for now, you know, there's so many health problems. It's very expensive. It's very time consuming, and I'm finding it very stressful. That the first time I've actually kept male rats, they were so ill. It's really been horrible having such sick rats, but they are beautiful boys, and I love my male rats. They're so cuddly and lovely. And I'll be back soon with some more updates on our other rats, and hopefully we'll have time to do some playtime videos and some rat agility. So from me and Jack, we say bye for now, and we'll see you soon.